Right, okay. Good morning. I'm going to play the second round of the Battle of Britain. Played the first round yesterday with Mr. Banger. Had a very average round yesterday on the London Golf Club. This one's a much easier course, I think, so I'm hoping for a better result this time. So I'm going to be playing with tall pro balls wherever possible. And just looking to get to Bigfoot range on this one. So this is just an early look for anyone that wants to play. Check out the over adjustments, under adjustments, the type of rollouts that I'm going to get. I'm looking for that shot view to be pointing at 1.5 rings. That one's pointing at 1.6. So I'm going to pull back a little bit. I'm going to play around about there. So I'll just count rings from max. About three rings from max. Just work out the numbers. Playing 1.35 at Bigfoot max. Take a look. That looks reasonably straight forwards. There's no real anomalies on that green. So I am going to be pulling downhill on this one, I think, a little bit. So there's a chance that this one could pull up a little bit short. So what I'm going to do is just remove just the smallest amount of backspin. Just because I'm pulling down that hill, I think it may just pull up short. So 2.8 rings. Let's write that. Stuart, hello mate, you alright? Thanks for the good luck. What score did you shoot? I've just shot -14 in the Ultimate Tournament. Go on, get in. I'll be on the first. Well happy with that. That's not the easiest green to start off with. Yeah, I just shot -14 on the Ultimate Tournament. I'm just wondering how far up I can get with that one. Got 18 flight air balls. Don't know whether to waste one there. No, I don't think I can get there. So I'm just going to lay up to Bigfoot. See if we can get this one dialed in. I think this one's on a bit of an upslope, yeah, so I don't want this one to fall back down the hill. So I'm just going to pick that driver with the ball guide, with the shot view, just to make sure that that's not going to roll back down the hill. I'm going to play there. hoping it stays put and doesn't come back. That's it, very nice. About 11 rings from max. Where's that gone? There we go. I should get a really short bounce on this one, I think. Where's that keep going? How bizarre. Keeps glitching. Don't know why that is. Just trying to get a good look. There we go, that's better. Nice looking bounce on that one. Second bounce looking like 1.5 rings, which is perfect for me. That's the bounce that I like to get with max backspin. So then we'll line up and possibly a little bit of right to left on the bounce. So I'm just going to straighten that up with side spin. And if you saw the stream yesterday, it is on the Ultimate Banger YouTube channel. Jimmy dropped a few. I was really close with a few, but I think apart from the first hole, I can't remember the last time I've had a round with no drops. But I had it yesterday on the dual stream, unfortunately. It's a difficult, really difficult course though, the London Golf Club. Right, 2.75 rings on this one. So I'm not looking at the V where it bounces, where the ball's bouncing. I'm looking at the circle. I'm using the circle. Let's go. Oh, not bad. 894, that's not too bad. I can live with those. I'm never going to drop every shot, but if I can get to that sort of distance, I'll be quite happy. Right, moving on. Hole number 3. Right, par 3. Bit of a wonky bounce on this, big right to left slope. So hopefully that's going to look all right, yeah. Check out that. Let's straighten that up. Bear that in mind, that we do have a big down slope on this one. Or an upslope at landing, however you want to look at it. So you can see that's a really sort of short and high bounce. I want to get that second bounce. pointing at 1.5 rings. And I am going to be pulling uphill, so it should travel a little bit further, but I think it's going to underplay, so I want to under adjust on this one. So a bit of a left to right on that. A right to left bounce, and then a left to right on the second bounce. So I've straightened it up. I'm going to aim left edge. Very, very difficult green, actually. So just have a think. Yeah, I think I'm going to under adjust this one. I'm going to go about 2.9 rings, maybe a bit less. It hit great, unfortunately. Oh, you could just see it rolling into the left there. That's a really strange green. I don't know if that might have dropped if I'd have hit ultimate. We're close to a double great. Single great. We've got the forgiveness stats on the ball to keep that in line. That was close to a double great. So a couple of drops. A drop on the first hole. A couple of very close shots on the second and third. Onto the fourth. I always use the holy driver on this one just for the shot view, because you can sort of see where it's going to roll out to. I'm looking to get to the Bigfoot range here, which is right where that number 7 is. Place the flag under that number 3. And get to where that number 7 is. So now I'll switch out to the fusion and add max backspin. Hopefully stop that one. Don't want it to roll out, just want it to stop. Stop, stop, stop. Come on, stop rolling. I don't want to be left with a short iron. Might just be alright, and I do have a headwind, so I think I'm going to be close to... That's worked out quite nicely, actually. So we're going to be looking at around 9.5 rings from max. And we're only going to need about half the backspin we'd normally need, because it is a downhill shot, so it is going to stop a bit more quickly, I think. So second bounce looking at 1.5 rings, pin position at 1.6 rings in headwind, right there. I'm not going to play any over adjustment or under adjustment on this one. Just going to play standard numbers. Line that second bounce, that secondary sort of shot view up. You can see that that's definitely scooting off to the left. So I'm going to aim right edge. with the pin at 1.6 and the second bounce at 1.5. Right edge of the cup. That might be a little bit too much. Just inside right edge, right there. Position looks good to me. I'm going to go 2.8 rings. Let's go there. That looks okay. It's in the air. Let's see how we do. Oh, close, pretty close. Pretty close, I guess. Just needed 0.1 more on that. Again, 897, it's not bad. Got the Albie on the first, which was a really nice drop on a difficult green. Bigfoot par 3, we're always going to have a chance with these. So we're going to go 6.8 rings, maybe 6.9. I'm going to have a nice looking bounce there. It's a really short bounce on this one, really soft green. So I'm going to play this one very similar to the last shot, with the shot view pointing at 1.5 and the pin at 1.6. So definite left to right on the bounce, and then pretty straight after that. I am just going to aim left side of the flag, I think. Straighten that up with side spin, possible left edge of the flag, and I'm going to go with that. Almost a dead headwind. I'm going to go 2.95. Let's see what we get. Hit great again, but I think that should be all right. It's going to pull up short. Really soft bounce on that green. It's a good chance of a hole in one there as well. Should have dropped that one. Just trying to rush through this, really. Don't want to spend too long. Right, hole number 6. Let's see what we've got. Headwind on this one. Could have really done with a nice tailwind on this one. So I might have to use a flight A ball, which is the most precious ball. And just get as close as I possibly can on this one. Hopefully. Leave a little wedge. Come on, keep rolling, keep rolling. Definitely not in no adjust range. Could have really done with a tailwind on that one for a super easy. Look at that. For a super easy second shot, possibly a putt. So I'm going to have to try and do my best on this one. I've only got 2.3 wind. Definitely outside of the no adjust circle. So let's just try and measure this one out. So the hole's around 50%. See if we can sort of measure that out again to the landing spot. So I'm going to say that's 50% again. So around 25% club, I think. So I'm just going to try and work this one out. I think this is going to be only a very small adjustment, around about 0.15 of a ring, I think. Not feeling confident at all on this one, to be honest. So this is my nemesis. This shot really is something that I find difficult. So I think the length on that is quite good. 82 run out on the Atlas. I'm just going to push up a couple of pixels there. That looks good to start. It's all about the adjustment on this one. And I think it's going to be about 0.15 of a ring. So I'm going to zoom in as much as I possibly can. I think that's all that it'll let me zoom in. Sort of quite difficult to do. Get that wind arrow set up. Doesn't look bad. And I'm going to go 0.15-ish. So around there. And I'm hoping, because I'm just outside that circle, I'm hoping that that's right. Really don't want to waste one of these balls. Come on, go in. Get in. Really happy with that one. Really needed that one. Don't like wasting those balls. Got the real FU wind angle, headwind. Let's go. Hole number 4. Let's just use any old ball. Got loads of power 9 balls. That will do. Playing to Bigfoot range once again. I'm trying to stay well clear of that tree, so I am playing over to the right edge of the fairway. big foot for the approach. So first thing to do, count rings from max. We're looking at about 8.5. A slight headwind. And again, looking for the shot view to be pointing at 1.5 rings. Really soft bounce on this one. So that's not a bad looking shot right there. I'm going to set the pin around 1.8, which is where I would set it for a slight headwind with that bounce. Definite left to right on the first bounce. So I'm just going to straighten that up just a touch. I'm going to aim dead at the pin. I'm going to give that a go right there. Again, using 1.35 and 1.55 and just calculating in between. So 2.4 rings. I'm going to try that. Go on. Oh, I caught the lip. That's a bit unlucky. A little bit unlucky. That could have dropped. That could have just plopped right in. Set me up nicely to qualify. I've had a couple of drops though, so hoping I'm going to qualify reasonably easy. This one's a bit of a swine, this hole, with that big tree in the middle of the fairway. What I like to do is try and play either to the right or to the left. Got to go long to go right, so you need a bit of a tailwind to get up there, which I've not got. So I am going to play left on this one. And I'm going to just check the run out. On this one, keep it away from that rough with a little bit of side spin to the right. I want to be as far up as I possibly can be, so that position looks okay. I'm going to switch out the driver. I'm going to push up a couple of yards, and then I'm going to try and be very accurate with the adjustment on this one. I don't want to guess it, so I will have to work this one out. In fact, I'm going to switch out to a power 10 ball, to the Tour Pro ball. Slightly higher wind, but I'd rather have the reach. I'm going to go 5 rings from max. So I've got a 2.7 ring adjustment on this one. Jordan Ellermates, Ultimate Golf, you know that. Thanks for dropping in. A little bit of right curl, just to try and keep it away from that left rough. Should be very close to the left rough, but I'm hoping I've done it right to get up there and not get in trouble. Yeah, looks good. And then we'll see if we can play with the root for the approach. Yep. So that's around 7 rings from max. A nice looking shot view. So again, looking for that shot view to be pointing at 1.5 rings. I'm going to play the pin at 1.9 rings. And then just try and read this green a little bit. So setting the primary ball guide. Bang on the centre line and then just pushing up and trying to read that green. Looks very flat, so we have a reasonable chance on this one. Just going to straighten up a tiny amount, tiny right to left bounce. So straighten up with side spin and then aim dead on the pin, which that looks good. That looks okay to me, I think. I'm going to go 2.3, just over 2.3 rings. Got a good feeling about this one. This one just seems to sit just right. That's the position. Let's go for the Albie. Come on. Got the ultimate. Come on. There we go. There we go. Well happy with that precision drive and a beautiful route. Read the green nicely. Got the Albie. That's popped us in first with a hole to play. So let's move on to the 9th hole. Again, gonna lay up to Bigfoot range. And I'm just gonna take a look at the run-in. Looks all right from the left. Just gonna play right on that left edge. And try and get the drop on the last hole with the Bigfoot. Right, so first thing to do, count rings from max. And then work out how far you are. It's the total range. Distance from max and total range. You can work it out fairly easily where you need to be. So let's get that shot view pointing at 1.5. Slight tailwind, so we're going to have a similar position on this one with the pin round about 1.9 to 2 rings. Very soft bounce on this green. Much softer green than some of the other courses. Fairly level green. And that's just, I think that might just pull up a little bit short. Shot view right at the hole. and remove a tiny amount of backspin. That looks okay. Maybe a little long, so I might just set the wind arrow just favouring 11:59 on this one. If anything, 12 o'clock favouring 11:59. That's okay. So I'm going to go 2.6 rings. So just check that wind arrow again after zooming in. Yeah, just favouring 11:59. So that's 2.5, using the centre of the circle and not the V on the bounce. 2.5. 2.6, that's the position. Let's go with that. Let's get the drop to finish. This would be nice. Come on. Oh man, way long on that one. Didn't need to remove that backspin right at the end. Might have been alright. Not a bad round, nevertheless. A couple of really nice albies, long range albies on difficult holes. And we got that mid-range wedge to drop as well, hole number 6. So everything within, until the last hole, everything within around about 890. Couple of albatrosses, sitting top for now. I'm sure someone will pop up and take that lead from me. Or maybe not. But definitely looks like that one's going to qualify. So well happy with that one. 10.9 tiebreaker. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for watching this round. Any questions? Drop me a PM on Messenger or drop a comment. Don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you.